Isocline method, one of the method. There are many such methods. We have studied isocline method. Now, in the fourth unit, we are going to study about Lyapunov stability analysis. So Lyapunov is a mathematician who invented a procedure for determining the stability and design of controllers also, for which is a method which is applicable for both linear as well as non-linear systems. Which is applicable for linear as well as non-linear systems. Okay. Now, what is the motivation for Lyapunov stability analysis? So eigenvalue analysis does not hold good for nonlinear systems. So if linear system is there, we can calculate the transfer function, and for that we can calculate the closed loop poles or state space model from that eigenvalues. If there is a negative real part for eigenvalues, we can say that system is stable. For nonlinear systems, we don't have such eigenvalue concept. And for linear systems, origin is the only equilibrium point. So unless otherwise any input is given, all the state variable values must be 0. It will become 0 for a stable system. Okay, origin is the only equilibrium point. For nonlinear systems, there are, so it is possible to have multiple equilibrium points and limit cycles. Limit cycle is nothing but oscillator nature. Okay. Stability. In case of linear systems, whenever we are saying about stability, we are not talking about local or global. There is only one stability concept, stable or unstable. That's it. But in case of nonlinear system, it is not like that. For example, while studying nonlinear systems itself, we have explained. Suppose, suppose this is the nature. These peak points are valley points. If the system is at this particular state, they are stable. If they are disturbed, it will come to nearby equilibrium point. So, ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఒక స్టోన్ ఇక్కడ ఉందనుకోండి ఈ వ్యాల్యూ పాయింట్ దగ్గర. If you are giving any input in either directions, if the magnitude is such that it is not reaching this point, it will oscillate here and again come to same point. So if you are giving a larger magnitude of input here in this direction, then there is a chance that it may reach this point and remain here, or it may cross this point and enter this point. So there are so many equilibrium points are there, not only one. But for linear system, origin is the only equilibrium point. Okay. And stability. So here stability is different, here stability is different, here stability is different. ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, చిన్న డిస్టర్బెన్స్ కూడా ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్ అవే ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ పాయింట్. ఇక్కడ ఈవెన్ ఫర్ లార్జర్ మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్స్ ఆల్సో it will remain here only, but after making some oscillations it will come to same position. So talking the stability in the entire state space is not possible in case of nonlinear systems. We need to talk about the local stability. What is the stability at this point? What is the stability at this point? What is the stability at this point? Like that. So stability behavior of nonlinear system need not be always global. Global means entire state space. It is not possible. For linear systems, we are talking only about stability because there is no question of multiple equilibrium points. There is only one equilibrium point, origin. So we need to exploit the control design, and we need to have a systematic approach to design the system, whether it is linear or non-linear. So these are the points which lead for the Lyapunov to design a new procedure. So what is the concept of Lyapunov method? So in case of describing function, harmonic linearization. In case of trajectory, how the state is changing. In case of Lyapunov, he considered that for a given system, in general, what is the concept? If the system is having more energy, it will be stable, or if the system is having less energy, it will be stable. Answer. I am expecting the answer. Chat box lo mic on chesi cheppandi evaru okku. Anyone? What is the relation between energy and stability? రెండు సిస్టమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఒకదానికి ఎక్కువ ఎనర్జీ ఉంది, ఒకదానికి తక్కువ ఎనర్జీ ఉంది. విచ్ ఈజ్ మోర్ లైక్లీ టు బి స్టేబుల్? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
చెప్పండి, ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి. ఎనర్జీ ఎక్కువ అయితే సిస్టమ్ అన్స్టేబుల్ అవుతుందా, స్టేబుల్ అవుతుందా?
Unstable, sir.
So whenever there is energy is keep on increasing, we can say that the system is unstable. If the energy is decreasing with respect to time, at some point its entire energy will be lost and it will be stable. If the energy is not changing, constant energy, then it is called conservative system. We cannot say that it is stable or unstable. It is a conservative system. So based on this, we need to determine a mathematical approach. Okay. So for better understanding, I am considering a simple mass damper system. So there is a mass, unit mass I am taking, m equal to 1 unit. So K represents elasticity and B represents friction. Whenever we are applying some input like this, input if force F is applied, then it will make some displacement, isn't it? So whenever there is no external force, whatever forces that are due to mass or friction or elasticity, all these sum must be equal to 0. Okay. So whenever there is no input, external input, what do we call that system? External input లేకపోతే ఆ సిస్టమ్ ఏమంటాం? In the second unit we have studied x dot equal to ax plus b is the general equation. Whenever u is 0, we are calling it as x dot equal to ax. What is that system called? Anyone? 73?
Homogeneous equations.
Homogeneous. సెకండ్ యూనిట్లో హోమోజీనియస్ వచ్చిందమ్మా, థర్డ్ యూనిట్లో వచ్చింది హోమోజీనిటీ సూపర్ పొజిషన్ అనేవి. 61. See, our college is autonomous, isn't it? Because some functions we are doing on our own, we are not taking any external input. So whenever there is no external input, we call that system as autonomous system. So this analysis we are doing for autonomous systems. That means external input is 0, F is 0. So what is the force due to mass, inertia? M d square x by dt square. Force due to friction, B into dx by dt. Force due to elasticity, K or spring K into x. All these forces equal to 0. This is the differential equation governing the above system. Okay. So now we need to define the state variables. So first we are taking the displacement made by the system x as state variable, first state variable x1, and derivative of that x1 dot is taken as second state variable x2. So how many state variables are to be considered? In general, what is the basis? Number of state variables దేని మీద డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది? Number of state variables equal to number of energy storing elements in the system. So here the components are friction, mass and spring. So spring will store the energy in the form of potential energy. Okay. So K into x is the force and the energy stored in spring. Mass will store in the form of inertia. friction. Friction will not store any energy. It is only dissipating energy. So two state variables, two energy storing elements, two state variables. So x equal to x1, x1 dot equal to x2. So x1 represents displacement, x1 dot represents x2, which is velocity. x1 dot ante enti dx by dt e kada, dx1 by dt, which is nothing but velocity. So from the given system differential equation, k into x1, x is x1, k into x1, b into x2, dx by dt is nothing but x1 dot, which is x2, b into x2, d square x by dt square, we can write it as d by dt of dx by dt. Okay, so dx by dt is nothing but x2, d by dt of dx by dt means x2 dot. Okay, x1 x, then first derivative x2, then second derivative x2 dot. Okay, so from this, what is x2 dot? ఈ రెండు టర్మ్స్ అవతల వైపు వెళ్తాయి. మైనస్ k by m into x minus b by m into dx by dt. dx by dt is nothing but x2. x is x1, dx by dt is x2. So from this, we can write or rearrange the equations like this. x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot equal to minus k into x1 minus b into x2. So in the analysis, whatever may be the system given to you, first write the differential equation governing the system, and then assume the state variables, which is equal to number of energy storing elements. Then write the equations governing them. So first order differential equations, x1 dot equal to something, x2 dot equal to something, x3 dot equal to something. So in general, if it is a linear system, these equations are linear in nature. If the system is non-linear, these equations may be non-linear in nature. So for linear system, we have x dot equal to ax, because A is a constant matrix for linear system. In case of nonlinear system, we call x dot equal to f of x, where f of x is, see, x1 dot equal to f1 of x, x2 dot equal to f2 of x, so on, xn dot equal to fn of x. All these functions combinedly represented as a matrix, we call it as f of x. Okay. Now, on what basis we are determining the stability? On the basis of energy, isn't it? So what is the total energy of the system? If E is the energy, the system have potential energy and kinetic energy. So what is the element storing the potential energy? Spring. So if x1 is the displacement made by the spring, or it is stretched, then the potential energy is half k x1 square, where x1 is the displacement. Kinetic energy formula, half mv square, kinetic energy formula. So half m is 1, unit mass we are taking, half m v square, v means velocity, dx by dt. So what is dx by dt? So dx by dt is nothing but x2, x1 dot is x2. So half k x1 square plus half x2 square. This is the mathematical expression which represents total energy of the system. Now I